Hey, wanted to talk to you about something that I heard on one of my podcasts. I listened to my church sermons on Sunday, of course, like in person, but then on the weekdays, I go back and I listen to the sermons again. Not necessarily that week's sermon that just passed, but I just start going through them again to just re-listen and have it soak in again. I know for me, it takes a couple times, and whenever I hear it at different stages or seasons of my week, my day, my life, I hear it in a different way. And it was talking about just proximity, and it was talking about more in regards to our faith and our relationship with the Lord. But I also see that proximity is so important when it comes to business and learning, education, and meeting goals and all that stuff. And they talk about whoever they are, they say that you are like the sum of this, 5 people around you, like as far as your motivations and your net worth and your business dealings. Pretty much who we hang around with really dictates who we are or who we become, and that can go in 2 ways. Actually 3, right? We can hang around people and groups that can bring us down, that maybe we're the group that, or we're the person in the group that's rising the tides of all the other boats around us. Second type is we could just be in a neutral situation where no one's really making anything better or worse. And then there's that negative influence where we're around others that are just constantly bringing us down. And it's hard to know what group is actually has the underlying characteristics. And actually, by the time you find out what kind of group you're in, it's most likely because you experienced, that negative downturn. And so I just for myself need to remember that I need to gravitate, I need to seek out those who are living and doing the things that I want for myself. I cannot be wanting to serve others, to create and grow my business so that I can give more away. And I can't do any of that if I'm hanging around those that are like sitting on the couch, that have no motivation. And I realize as well that there's certain types of people that are going to rise the tide for other boats around them. And for me, there's 2 groups of people. There are people that are like more or less in your friends and family that aren't on any kind of purpose-driven life, or they're not looking to increase their service or grow their business or work on their own selves to be more Christ-like or to take more personal responsibility or to biblically love others. Love is just a feeling for most people, but really love is a commitment and love is a verb. So you have those people, and oftentimes we're going to those people, those friends and families that aren't really on the path to any kind of purpose-driven life or trying to pursue change for the better. But we're going to them to get filled up. We're going to them for advice. We're going to them to get that permission, that encouragement, and we just come up empty-handed because they aren't on the same path. They don't understand why we're doing what we're doing. And possibly there's that underlying psychological piece where, hey, if you're improving and they're not on that same path, that starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable and maybe a little bit of a feeling of conviction. So therefore, instead of telling themselves they should make the change, they decide to tell you how crazy or insane or that's kind of stupid or whatever. And then you have the people, the other group of people that are like your people, quote unquote, your peeps, your tribe, your group, whatever you call them. They are on their journey as well. It may not be the same journey, but they are looking to make some improvements. They understand that there is a better scenario that can be achieved, and they're hunting for it. Those are the people that you go to for encouragement and critique and not permission, validation, right? Those are the people that have you should be in proximity to, because they are like-minded. And when you go to them, they also are on their own path, and they most generally will be able to give you some wisdom that's not rooted in the, well, I'm getting uncomfortable because they're progressing and I'm not, so I'm going to pull them back down into the pot. You've heard the crawdad story, right? You put a bunch of crawdads in the pot, and there's always going to be one, at least one, that is trying to crawl out by crawling up the side of the pot. And the group will start pulling them down. And we have heard other stories where communities of animals or communities of people, they don't like to see others in the community that are progressing, and they will do anything to pull them back down. And that's a hard pill to swallow. My question is, what community are you in? Maybe you need to switch up your community. So maybe that's the issue. So as I ponder that, and not that I have to get rid of the people in my life that aren't on a upward path, but I need to make sure that I'm not coming to them for validation and encouragement. I can come to them and give freely and love them where they're at, but the heck if we're going to talk about the new project I'm doing or the new opportunity I found, because they just don't get it, and it just leads to no bueno. So I don't know if that helps. I don't know if that's garbage. Take it for what it's worth, and I'll see you next time. Stay warm.